If your heart says, I want to love, but your body says, I can't risk it, you're not broken. You're just waiting to feel safe enough to open again. Today on the podcast, we're going to show you how to begin. We're Ty and Kara Barlow, and this is Cave 623. Thank you for joining us. So, how you feeling today, Kara?
Good, baby. How about you?
Feeling good.
It's cold in Utah. I got a little cold spell, but it's good. I got flowers outside. Ty spoiled me with a bunch of flowers because I love them.
She deserves it. She's a good mom. So this is the week after Mother's Day, so hopefully all you moms out there got spoiled as well. Y'all deserve it.
Thank you. So I had an interesting exchange at work talking about Mother's Day, since you brought it up. So I asked one of the gals how her Mother's Day was, and she's like, oh yeah, it was fine. She's like, I feel like fathers get a whole day, but mothers just get a moment, because either you're having to all pack up and go to the in-laws or your own moms, right? And it's all about them, like the grandmother or whatever, or it's, Mom, I need cereal, I'm hungry. Hey, Mom, I need this. Hey, Mom, I need that, right? So you have like your 10 minutes of, yay, happy Mother's Day, thanks for the gift, and that's about it. She's like, it's a moment, and then it passes, and then you're just doing your normal mom duties all day. But I would like to say how amazing Ty is.
Oh, that's very kind.
Because I got a whole day. And the day before we went to the zoo, took the kids to the zoo, and I got in the zoo free because they had a free special for moms, and it was fun. And I just got a whole beautiful day. They gave me breakfast in bed and beautiful gifts and flowers, and Ty bought me a little arbor to go over our back porch stairs, and we only had one hanging basket to put on it, so then he had to take me to the store and get another hanging basket.
Well, we had to balance it out, right?
So I got very spoiled, and it was a beautiful day. And I just want to talk real quick about how we as women tend to do that, right? We don't put our trust back into our man, right? Our divine masculine partner. We, instead of saying, hey babe, it's Mother's Day, why don't you go get the kids some cereal so I can relax, they just get up and do it, right? If nobody does it, I gotta do it myself. Well, you need to trust your partner that they do love you and do want to serve you, and sometimes you have to ask, prompt, hey, can you do this for me? I'd really like to just rest for a second, but it's a choice for you to ignore your own divine feminine and just step into that masculine role and say, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to serve. I'm going to perform. I'm going to get things done, because we women do get a lot of stuff done. But your man and your partner is there in that divine masculine role to step in and help you. And so you need to enable him to do that for you. So if you're feeling like you're getting run over a lot and you only get a moment, perhaps something that you can work on is trusting your partner and communicating with your partner on how they can better help you.
Absolutely, because usually I think just coming from the guy's perspective, we do want to be our best selves, I think, for the most part. I don't know that there's a lot of terrible guys out there that are like, oh, I don't care about, my wife or my, the person in my life, the mother of my children. I don't think that's true. I think that there's a lot of men out there that do care, and it does come down to just kind of having some good communication, if you're feeling a certain way. And then for the guys, I think it is important for us to be good listeners and not take things personal, but just try to hear, what our what our wives or our partners are trying to tell us, and trying to incorporate that into the relationship versus getting defensive or taking it personal. And so that's just something to, hopefully that's helpful to kind of think about as, we go into this topic. So I have a quote for you. So Michelangelo once said, quote, "I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free." Close quote. So I really love that. It's kind of speaking on imagination. And I think in order to have a good vision, you've got to, let your imagination foresee what is possible, and I think that's an important part of keeping a good vision is using your imagination to dream and to then, once you do dream, believe, that that's possible.
Well, like he said, he's sitting there with this big old block of marble, right? And he has this vision for what it could be. And it doesn't take a snap of the fingers for that angel to suddenly appear out of the marble. He chisels it little by little. Then he has to pause, reflect back on his vision, make sure he's still on course, chisel little by little, right? It's little habits every day and honing into your vision that helps keep you on track. And so today we're going to explore the power of creating a new relationship vision and how it becomes a roadmap for healing. Trust begins with a decision to believe in what is possible beyond your pain. So for this mother experiencing a little stress on Mother's Day, she only gets a moment, let's think beyond that pain and beyond those habits or ruts you've been stuck in, and let's create a new vision. Believe in something new that we can create. What new is possible. When trauma happens, your body locks in the memory of what went wrong, right? But healing happens when you choose to align with what is now possible, which means you align to your vision of what you want it to look like instead.
Right, and sometimes, deciding what you want it to look like takes some pondering. It's good to take a moment and let your mind relax on this a little bit and ponder it. What do I want? What do we want in our relationship? What do we want it to look like? What do we want it to feel like? And then as you're answering those questions, and again, I would encourage you to write them down. Write down those visions, write down what it is the answers to those questions are, because then it becomes more of a tangible reality that you can chase, something that's worth putting your energy into, and maybe even breaking it down into smaller steps that helps you achieve it. And I know something that I appreciate about Kara, and even when we did Mother's Day, for example, she was absolutely 100% appreciative. She was like, you could just see the happiness and excitement in her eyes, and she just loved that we were treating her the way she deserved to be treated, which was she's done a lot for these kids. She's done a lot as a grandma to our grandbabies, and she's been a magnificent rock for us in our relationship. And so, this is, one day out of the entire year, we can actually super celebrate that, so I wanted to make sure it was, special for her. But there's a reason why I enjoy doing things for her, is because she always shows appreciation. She's always appreciative of anything that we do or anything I do, and that then makes you want to be like that all the time. You want, because there is that appreciation factor too. So that can be part of your vision too going forward, is not only what you're gonna receive from your partner, but what you can do for your partner, you know. And I think that's a big part of it, is what would the vision look like on both sides, you know, not just for a selfish reason, not just for what I want, but what does she want, and making sure that I hear her and listen to her. I think this is a big thing when it comes to a vision, is, am I listening to my partner's vision, or do I just have a vision of my own? And I think that's a big deal, is the listening, you know.
You are so sweet, babe, and you are greatly appreciated. Like,
Thank you.
it's just amazing how beautifully you love me and the kids. So thank you so much.
Same goes. I feel that same way.
It was such a cool thing too, like when we're getting married and, you know, trying to figure out what our vows are going to be. He had that suggestion, and it was the coolest suggestion. He's like, well, what do you want my vows to you to be, right? What is it that you want me to vow to you as your partner, as your divine masculine? What is it that you want? How do you want me to show up? You know what I mean? So, like, you have to remain true to yourself, obviously, which is a huge part of what we're going to be talking about. But to also understand what your partner desires and what is aligned with both of you, and to make sure you're delivering to them what they want as well. And it's not just receiving all on one end. Both of you should be giving and receiving, and that's what makes it really beautiful.
Yeah,
So.
agreed. Yeah, just like to, you know, with the, you think of, you know, the imagery of Michelangelo chipping away at one of these, you know, sculptings that he's doing, and you know, he made some of the most beautiful sculptures of, you know, of all time, and so you think, how long did it take to create things like that, and how patient do we need to be as well when it comes to our visions? You know, something very beautiful and magnificent sometimes does not happen quickly. It takes work, patience, time. It takes making a few mistakes and then trying to figure out how you're going to overcome those mistakes. And in relationships, if you add all those things, you know, I just talked about there, that would go into sculpting this beautiful angel, you know, and you're sculpting your marriage or your relationship, it makes things so nice when you know that you and your partner are in the same mind, the same vision, and you're working together to create a masterpiece, you know. And that's what's been so nice, is feeling the beauty that comes from having, you know, the communication that I have with Kara, or just some of the beautiful moments that her and I share together. They wouldn't happen if there wasn't us sharing a common goal and a vision together. And I think something that's very beautiful about our relationship is that we have a realm that we had a vision for, and I kind of started out with communicating about this realm to her, and then she caught the vision of that as well, and was like, well, hell yes, like, that's something we want to do, is have a realm of safety for our relationship, that there's no threats to our relationship. There's you know, there's nothing that can wreck it.
Probably the most impactful thing I've ever learned from anybody, and it came from Ty, because he's brilliant. And it's, you know, you both are merging your lives together, whether you're married currently or you're dating or you're just visioning coming into union with your forever partner. You're merging two lives together, right? So you have to create, you each have two separate lives, think of two little bubbles. You have to make that third bubble where they meet in the middle, right? And they're not connected anymore. There's going to be some distance, right, from each of your old lives, but we call that our realm of safety. And we had to really dig deep for both of us. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? And make sure we create this realm where we both can trust. We both can feel safe. We both can be fully authentic, fully expressed. We both can hold space for one another when we are not at our prettiest, when ugly emotions or PTSD triggers are happening, right? We create this beautiful realm of safety, and it's so impactful, and that's something we teach in our programs that we do.
Yeah, it's an exciting thing because as we have lived and learned, we've gained experience that was different than some of our other, I'd say, mistakes we've made in the past, and that's what's so cool about making a mistake is it gives you an opportunity to move forward with a new vision, something that you can try that's different, and so we did that. We've taken some of the mistakes that we have both made in the past, and we've decided, okay, these are some mistakes that took place. These are the reasons some of those things took place. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do to change it so that our realm of safety is actually going to hold up nice and strong? What's the foundation of it? And so I think when you're looking at the roadmap for that, like it talked about in the beginning, you are creators, and you kind of have to create that for yourselves and notice what that looks like. There are a few foundational things that I think build trust and that keep trust, but I think that's going to look slightly different for each couple that's out there, and so as we talk to you about this, if you are listening to this and you're hearing us right now, I am hopeful that as you create a vision of what you want your relationship to be like and feel like and look like, that you will honor it, and you'll be like, what, this is important enough to me that we're going to make some changes, and it's vulnerable to ask your partner to change something, because when you do, you're sometimes asking them to give up maybe something in order to gain something beautiful, more beautiful in the future, right? And it's not always easy for one of you or both of you to give up something that you are used to.
There's things you're gonna willingly give up and things that are gonna be a lot harder to give up, and it might take some evolution to understand why that's important for the safety of your relationship and the trust that you two have together moving forward, to get rid of that thing, whatever it is. So it's a process that you have to go through, but it really is so important because we are talking about trust. You have to be able to fully trust your partner in your relationship and to be all in. And so going back to this quote we opened with, if your heart says, I want love, but your body says, I can't risk it, you're not broken. You're just waiting to feel safe enough to open again. And that's what that realm of safety does, and creating that vision for what you both want in your relationship. And one of the really important things that I needed to do when we were creating this realm of safety, we were focusing at first on what Ty's realm of safety looked like because he had the biggest triggers at that time. And so we communicated very well and understood what his realm of safety looked like. And I agreed to that. You know, there were things that were hard for me to let go of, but I understood why it was important and why, and like the overall brilliance of it, it really is. And we'll get in more depth on those details in another episode because I think they're critically important. But what I needed to do then was figure out what my boundaries were. What is my realm of safety? And we were finally able to do it. This typically happens, we're all guilty of it. When we have PTSD triggers, we tend to lash out or project on the people we love most, right? Because they're our safe people. It's not a good habit to do. It's very hurtful.
Right.
But we all do it. Yeah. But it is a mistake you need to try not to do. But he was doing that a lot in the beginning, like projecting past people's behaviors onto me as if I were doing those behaviors currently or would inevitably do those behaviors. And so for me, in my realm of safety, you can't project your stuff on me and throw stones at me that I don't deserve.
Right. And so what Kara's...
Right. That is my realm of safety.
Right. And so what she's talking about is post-betrayal, right? That was a syndrome that I didn't even know about until I was listening to a different podcast, and there was a female on there that was giving basically a really good message, talking about her post-betrayal syndrome, and she started listing off these symptoms. I'm like, oh damn, that's like me, you know, and I started gaining some self-awareness to what that actually is. And so that was a big thing too. In order for me to even have a vision, I had to, you know, understand and be self-aware of, well, is this even something that my brain will connect with? Because I'm going through this post-betrayal syndrome. She's right. I wasn't very good in the beginning of our relationship because I did not feel like I could trust another woman ever again. Like it was just, that's part of having post-betrayal syndrome, is you just really do feel like it's only a matter of time before this is going to happen again. And, you know, and so that's such a terrible place to be mentally, is that you're just constantly worried the next thing is going to happen again, and it's going to just be a complete distrust and another betrayal, and how stupid it is of me to ever try to trust somebody again, you know. And that was where I was at, like, and that's just in all honesty, that's where I was at. Yes, Kara did not deserve, you know, me projecting what I thought might happen or anything like that. And so I loved her boundaries. And I loved that she was loving enough. She would hear me, but then she would, you know, basically shut it down and say, look, I'm not that. And then we did have an amazing therapist that was working with us at the time that was basically helped me gain more self-awareness about, it was my fear talking. It's my fear that's driving me basically, and I had to learn how to not let the fear drive me, and so that she wasn't being lashed at, or she wasn't being attacked by what I assumed would happen, you know? Yeah. And so...
Well, and this can go with anything, no matter what your triggers are. Like if you were listening to our last podcast, I did the same thing to Ty. I projected onto him my experience from the past when we were late for drop off.
Yep.
Oh man,
that was her trigger.
And I projected all those feelings onto him, right? Oh, I have to do everything myself. He can't even turn on a freaking alarm so we can get out the door on time. You know what I mean? Like all these unfair things, right? We do it all the time. But that's where we have to be self-aware, and I was not able to get back to our realm of safety until we identified that that was a trigger and I was projecting that, right? And so, yeah, it's huge, no matter what your triggers are, to be self-aware and understand how and when you project them onto your partner, and say, in our realm of safety, we don't do that to each other.
Right.
Right? And you both have to, like, this is where if anyone has lost themselves in a relationship before, like, that was me to a T. I had to basically give up everything because, you know, when you're with a narcissist, only their needs and desires matter, right? So you just become a machine that does whatever their heart desires. So it was a really powerful thing for me to stand up for my truth and my needs and say, look, I hear you loud and clear what you need, but this is what I need, right? And so it's really important for both of you to do that. It cannot be one-sided. It's where both of you come together, where you can fully let your guard down. You feel safe. You feel secure. You feel fully authentic, fully expressed. You can make mistakes. I'm going to read something to you because it's so good. Hold on one second. Okay, what if healing didn't mean fixing yourself, but coming home to the truth of who you've always been? What if trust wasn't something you had to force, but something that naturally rises when your body, heart, and soul feel safe? Imagine waking up knowing your partner sees you, not just your smile, but your shadows, and chooses you every single day. Imagine knowing you can bring your triggers into the light, and instead of disconnection, they become doorways to deeper union. Imagine the peace of finally trusting yourself again, trusting that you're not going to, give up on your own boundaries. You're going to hold your boundaries. This isn't just a fantasy. This is the life that emerges when you start aligning your healing with your soul's wisdom. And that was taken out of our ebook that we're finishing up, going to be released into the world very soon. So
we're very excited about it. We've done a lot of work with it, and we're just excited because we've created this together, and it started with a vision.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing is we're almost to the point where we're going to start sharing our vision with everybody, which is really fun
and exciting.
And I do believe what we are saying is true. I believe it's genuine and authentic, and if you did practice it, you will find success in your relationships, because we have, and we've put it to the test, and that's why it's been such a fun thing to create this with Kara. And this ebook is something we're really, really excited about. Because we know it's going to be helpful. And so we get excited when that happens, because we feel like not only will our business thrive, but so will anybody that's reading it.
It really is aligned to our soul purpose and our values as human beings and souls on this planet, is to really help people evolve and transmute their pain into power and pleasure and just create beautiful lives. We want you to leave that drama triangle and be in that creator triangle, creator, coach, and what is it? Counselor?
Yeah, so challenger.
Oh, challenger.
Challenger, coach, and creator, yeah.
He's the expert.
No, I'm not the expert. That was from David Emerald. So that's his thing. So
anyway, it's such a cool and empowering place to be in that creator triangle. And so that's why we started our ebook with trust, because every relationship has to start there. You can't get anywhere if you're only surface level deep, because you're too afraid to open up You don't trust anybody enough to open up, to be fully authentic, fully expressed, fully let your guard down, and trust that they have you, they see you at your best and your worst, they love you, they accept you, they choose you, they desire you, they crave you, and they're here for you forever. Starts with trust.
Yes. So I have a question for everybody out there that's listening to this. So, one, do you want a deeper union with your partner? So that's one question, is to kind of ask, is that in reality something that you want, is a deeper union? And then I'd say a follow-up question to that is if there is a yes in there, that yes, I would love to have a deeper union with my partner. Okay, so now if you have a pen or a paper, jot down, what does that deeper union look like? What does it feel like? And what's it going to be like when you actually achieve that, right? That's so beautiful when you can get to a place where you have that deeper union. It's awesome because everything deepens. Respect deepens. Love deepens. Love making deepens. Like it's beautiful. It's a very cool spot.
Like,
you know,
devotion is such a beautiful thing. We are just so deeply devoted to each other. Admiration.
Yeah.
All the things.
Right.
And like we were just talking about this today, we had the morning off because our little girl had a little school program, and then we got to go eat lunch together. And we're just happy, you know, just a joy-filled morning, and just talking about how fun it is to do the boring, mundane things in life together, right?
Yeah.
We got to do some fun things today. We had a little program and the lunch date, but the mundane, boring, undesirable things are fun when you have such a beautifully aligned partner doing them with you.
Right. It like made it all fun.
Life
you know?
is a joy.
Yeah, it was so much funner just to kind of, you know that I'm with my partner. It's a Thursday, so normally, you know, on a work day, you don't really get that opportunity. So it was fun that we got to take this Thursday morning off and be together, enjoy each other, and we did. We just thoroughly enjoyed the time that her and I had this morning. And that's part of it. That's that deep union that we are experiencing, that is very fun, and it's also exciting. And I would say, like, it's connecting, you know, and all those things. When you think, okay, deeper union, what does that look like and feel like? We were able to experience that this morning, and that's what's so cool about this. That's why we're passionate about teaching it, sharing it, creating these educational moments now that we can share with everybody else, because I think there's nothing cooler than when you experience something that's of value or worth, that you share it with the rest of humanity, you know?
Right.
And that's why we're on this vision. That's why we're on this path, is that we want to do that. We want to share what we've learned. And that's something Kara and I are as students. We keep learning.
It's a value of ours.
Yeah, we keep valuing. We value
learning
our relationship.
and evolving.
Yes, enough to keep doing that, to keep educating ourselves, and to keep learning of new ways that we could improve and be better, not only as our own souls, but like evolving our relationship.
Yeah, we're still chiseling away at that marble statue, you know, the best version of ourselves as individuals and the best version of ourselves in relationship.
Right, and it's beautiful. So I'd say that's a challenge that I have to all of you out there that's listening, is just to take a minute, write down your vision, and then write down a deep union. And when you write down those two things, you know, I'm just curious what will come onto your paper, as far as, okay, you know what, this is what it would feel like and look like in our vision to have a deep union. This is what it's going to be like when we're experiencing it, you know. And then what's fun about it is then you just live it out and you realize, yeah, you are creative and you have built that yourselves. And that's something you can gain confidence in and move your relationship forward with a lot of peace and confidence, knowing that your partner is fully into you, you're fully into your partner, and you don't have to doubt ever again. Like there's no need to, because you've created this realm of safety that both of you are respecting, and you keep nourishing it. Like the flowers she's talking about outside, she's out there watering them every day. Well, that's a lot like our relationship. We water it every day. We nourish it. We feed it. And it's a living, breathing organism. Your marriage is, and your relationships are living, breathing things, and they take care, and you gotta carefully nourish it, fertilize it, you know, do anything you can to safeguard it. And that's what's so beautiful about the practice of it. And so yeah, hopefully this is resonating with you. If there is things that are kind of sitting well with you, of course, we would love to be, you know, followed as well as supported. If you want to share this podcast with others, that would be appreciated. And we are early on in our stages of building our business, and we're so excited about that too, by the way. And it's going very well. We have a lot of content now that we're going to start releasing here, and we're happy to help. We're happy to consult, and so that's something that we're just really excited to share with the world.
Yeah,
you know?
Send us your questions, you know, or your struggles. What are you struggling about? What topics do you want us to discuss? And we'll bring those out to you.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, thank you all for taking some time with us today. Yeah, we'll see you on our next one. The north side of the mountain, the evergreens stand strong. Through the winds and the storms, stand tall through it all. I look at her and wonder what she sees in me. Her love is deeply rooted, yeah, it's evergreen. She's evergreen, my everything, my every dream. Our love is evergreen. Our love is evergreen. North side of the bedroom, she's standing strong. Brush through her long dark hair, she's been beside me through it all. I look at her and wonder what she sees in me. Our love is deeply rooted, yeah, it's evergreen. She's evergreen, my everything, my spirit queen. Our love is evergreen. Our love is evergreen. Deeply rooted together side by side. Stretch for the sun together, baby. Yeah, that's you and I look at her and wonder what she sees in me. Her love is deeply rooted, yeah, it's evergreen. She's evergreen, she's everything, my every dream. Our love is evergreen. Our love is evergreen. No matter how much snow falls or the cruel wind screams, our roots go deep. Our love is evergreen. I look at her and wonder what she sees in me. Her love is deeply rooted, yeah, it's evergreen. She's evergreen, my everything, my every dream. Our love is evergreen. Oh, our love is evergreen. Everything, every dream, our love is evergreen.